Hello students, this is test number 2 of 20 marks from biology section of science for class 10th students. Question 1 to 8 are of 1 mark each. Question 1. Water in the roots enters due to at the roots, cells in contact with soil takes up ions and this creates a difference in the concentration of ions between the roots and the soil, and water enters the root to eliminate this difference. So correct option is B. Question 2. Respiratory structures of fish and human beings are shown in these figures 1 and 2. Observe them and select one characteristic that holds true for both of these. In fishes, gills, and in humans, alveoli are shown in figure 1 and 2, which help in gas exchange. Common feature in both is both have thin and moist surface for gaseous exchange. So B is the correct answer. Question 3. Which one among the following is not removed as a waste product from the body of a plant? Waste products in plants are stored as resins and gums, especially in old xylem. Waste products may be stored in leaves, so dry leaves also may contain some waste product of the plant. And plants remove excess of water from the surface by the process called transpiration. But plants do not remove urea. So the correct choice is B. Question 4. The diagram given below shows a leaf that was covered with the black paper for 3 days. After 3 days, paper was removed. On testing, it was found that area under the black paper tested negative for starch and rest tested positive for starch. What was the experiment trying to test? This experiment is trying to test if light is required for plants to make food, because the black part, the portion of the leaf which is covered with the black part, does not get light and it will not prepare any starch. So it is giving negative test for the starch. So the correct choice is B. Question 5. Which group of organisms is not constituent of a food chain? 2 and 3. Option C is the correct answer. C number 2, plankton, man, fish, grasshopper. Here plankton and fish, they belong to aquatic food chain, while grasshopper belongs to terrestrial food chain. So they will not form any food chain. Number 3, wolf, grass, snake and tiger. There is no herbivore present in this group, so they will also not form any food chain. So correct choice is C. Question 6. Which one of the given statements is incorrect? A. DNA has a complete information for a particular characteristic. ये statement correct है. DNA के पास complete information होता है कोई भी particular character के लिए. B. DNA is the molecule responsible for the inheritance of characters from parents to offsprings. Parents से offsprings में character को transfer करने के लिए DNA responsible होता है. This is also correct statement. C. Change in information will produce different protein. अगर DNA की information में कोई change आता है तो different protein बनता है. ये भी correct है. Now D. Characteristics will remain the same even if protein changes. अगर प्रोटीन चेंज होता है तो कैरेक्टर में कोई बदलाव नहीं आता. नो, दिस इज रॉन्ग. अगर प्रोटीन चेंज होता है तो कैरेक्टर भी बदल जाता है. सो इनकरेक्ट स्टेटमेंट इज डी. Question number 7 and 8 are of assertion-reason type questions. Read the instructions and solve them. Question 7. Assertion. A food chain is responsible for the entry of harmful chemicals in our bodies. This is the correct statement. हमारी बॉडी में harmful chemicals जो non biodegradable होते हैं, they enter through the food chain. Now see the reason statement. The length and complexity of food chains वेरी ग्रेटली. फूड चेन्स की लेंथ और कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी बहुत वेरी करती है. दिस इज ऑल्सो द करेक्ट स्टेटमेंट, बट इट इज नॉट द करेक्ट एक्सप्लेनेशन ऑफ assertion. So here B is the correct answer. Question number 8. In humans, if gene capital B is responsible for black eyes and gene small b is responsible for brown eyes, then the color of eyes of the progeny having combination of gene capital B, small b, small b, small b, or capital B will be black only. No, this is the false statement. Here, capital B, small b will have black eyes, small b will have brown eyes, while capital B will have black eyes. Now see the reason statement. The black color of eyes is a dominant trait. This is the correct statement. So here A is false but R is true. So correct answer is D. Question number 9. What is the other name of tissue fluid? Write its two functions. Other name of tissue fluid is lymph and two functions are given here. Read them and learn them. Question number 9 has a choice. Now check the question. There are various muscles present in the human digestive system known as sphincters. Two examples of these are given below. A. Pyloric sphincter, which is present at the junction of stomach and small intestine, and B. Anal sphincter, present at the anus. Give one most likely consequence of malfunctioning of each of these sphincters. If pyloric sphincter is not functioning properly, then the exit of food from stomach to small intestine will not be regulated. And if anal sphincter is not functioning properly, then the exit of undigested waste material or the fecal matter from the anus will not be regulated. Question number 10. Name the emergency hormone, from where it is released, and write its two functions. The emergency hormone is adrenaline. It is secreted from the adrenal gland and its functions are: number 1, it increases heartbeat, and number 2, it increases the breathing rate. Question number 11. It is of 3 marks. Now read the question. Write one difference between biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste. This is the difference: non-biodegradable and biodegradable. The waste which can be broken down into non-poisonous substances by microorganisms in nature, they are called as biodegradable waste. Example: vegetable peels. And what are non-biodegradable waste? These waste cannot be broken down into non-poisonous substances by microorganisms in nature. Example: polythene bags. Now second part of the question. List two impacts of each type of the accumulated waste on environment if not disposed of properly. Now see the effect of biodegradable waste. If they are not disposed of properly, then what will happen? Heaps of biodegradable waste act as breeding grounds for housefly. And second, the decomposition of these biodegradable waste gives foul smell. And if non-biodegradable waste are not disposed of properly, then what will happen? Number 1, they contaminate soil and water resources. And number 2, if these substances accidentally eaten by stray animals, then they can harm them and they can even cause death of these animals. There is a choice in question number 11 also. See the question. List 4 categories of contraceptive methods. The 4 categories of contraceptive methods are: number 1, mechanical barriers like condoms; number 2, surgical methods like vasectomy in males and tubectomy in females; number 3, chemical methods like oral pills; and number 4, intrauterine contraceptive devices like copper T. Now second part of the question. State in brief 2 advantages of adopting such preventive methods. Two advantages are: number one, they help in avoiding unwanted pregnancies, and number two, condoms help in preventing transmission of sexually transmitted diseases. Question number 12, it is of 5 marks and it has got 4 parts. Part A, in humans, how many chromosomes are present in zygote? Number of chromosomes present in zygote are 46. And how many number of chromosomes are present in each gamete? Number of chromosomes in each gamete are 23. Question number 12, part B, a few reptiles rely entirely on environmental cues for sex determinations. Comment. In few reptiles, the temperature at which the fertilized eggs are kept determines whether the animals developing in the eggs will be male or female. So, temperature decides the sex of the organism in few reptiles. Part C of question number 12. Sex of a child is a matter of chance and none of the parents is considered to be responsible for it. Justify it with the help of flowchart. This is the flowchart. Draw this flowchart in your exam and get complete marks. Part D. Why do all gametes formed in female have an X chromosome? All gametes formed in females have an X chromosome, as females have perfect pair of sex chromosomes, means both the chromosomes are XX. That's why all the gametes formed in females have an X chromosome. There is a choice in question number 12. Part A of question number 12. What are reflex actions? Give 2 examples. Sudden, quick action in response to stimulus is called as reflex action, and it is not under voluntary control of the brain. Now check the examples. Number 1, coughing or sneezing because of irritants in nasal passage. अगर हमारे नेजल पैसेज में कोई इरिटेंट, कोई पार्टिकल एंटर कर जाता है, देन वी इमीडिएटली स्टार्ट कफिंग और स्नीजिंग. दिस इज एन एग्जाम्पल ऑफ रिफ्लेक्स एक्शन. नेक्स्ट एग्जाम्पल, इफ वी अननोइंगली टच अ हॉट प्लेट, वी इमीडिएटली मूव आवर हैंड अवे. दिस इज ऑल्सो एन एग्जाम्पल ऑफ रिफ्लेक्स एक्शन. पार्ट बी, what is reflex arc? Explain it with the help of flow chart. The pathway taken by nerve impulse in a reflex action is called as reflex arc. This is the flow chart which is showing the reflex arc. Draw this in your exam. And finally, this is the answer key for question number 1 to question number 8. So that's all for today. Thank you very much for staying with me. Subscribe the channel to get the information about my new video. Thank you so much.